Okay, now it's time to do a girl. So for the girl, it's wearing a skirt. So you just follow back the same stitches, a number of stitches. So instead of changing color to blue, if you can remember, like this is half blue, so this, the whole thing until the head is the same color. And I also did part of the shirt is the exact thing like this shirt, but the bottom I'm going to create a skirt, so it's the same size. So you get one like this, and I also did the hand, it will be the same. Yes, I forgot to do the sleeves. I'm gonna do the sleeves, it will be exactly the same. The sleeves, the hand, the shoe is exactly the same, but now the only difference is this is the hand. Okay, the only difference is the leg. I do the shoe first and I stick in the leg because I want this part here. I want it to look like as if it's really wearing a shoe, just like the pants here. You can see like there's line here as if the shoe and the pants are not together. I mean, it wasn't crocheted together like this. If you crochet together, it will look like this. So this is optional as well. I mean, if you want, you can, but I'm going to do it separately. So I got a pair of shoe here. So I did the shoe. I'm gonna cut the yarn, leave a bit of a tail so that I can sew the leg into the shoe. So now all I have to do, so hands, shoe, now I'll make a leg. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna make a leg. I'm gonna start off with a magic circle. So in this magic circle, you're gonna do 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You do 6 single crochet here, and you pull this tight. Then you go to that first stitch and do 1 single crochet, and let me add a marker, and you go to the second stitch, also a single crochet, then you do an increase. Increase means 2 single crochet into the same stitch. So this makes 1 set. Now do the second set. Single crochet, single crochet, increase. And now from row, let me see. Oh, from row 3 until row 6, you just do single crochet all around, no increase. I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of row 6. Okay, let me just add a little bit of stuffing. Once the hole gets too small, it's kind of difficult. Okay, just add a bit first. You can add more later. Now row 7. Oops. Row 7, I'm going to do single crochet in the next 2, followed by a decrease. 1, 2, and 2 together. 1, 2, and a 2 together. I think it already had enough stuffing. I'm not going to stuff it anymore. And the last row is going to be 1 single crochet, followed by a 2 together, or a decrease. Then another single crochet, followed by a 2 together. So you do 2 sets of it. Oops. Oh. And you remove this. You get a tapestry needle. You know, just like the amigurumi where you want to seal the hole. You just go through all this front loop. Make it as thin as possible and make it go inside, kind of fill up the space inside since the tail is kind of long. This is the time you can fill up anywhere that you think there's a hole or you didn't crochet tight enough. A hole appears. This is the time you can kind of hide it. Follow back the stitch. Just follow back the stitch. Then you can hide the balance inside. Because I didn't get to fill up this part here with stuffing, so I might as well fill it up with this, with the tail. So this is the fatter part. This is the thigh. I'm gonna sew it here. And the shoe, this thin part here, I'm gonna suck it into here. Stuff it in if you can. Wait, let me see. Because we end outside here, you make 1 stitch to the inside like this to kind of hold this back. Okay, let me do 1 stitch first so that this part here doesn't look like it's hanging. So this yarn is on the inside. So now just make 1 stitch across like this and tuck it in. And this side, because you went through here, just make it go through the shoe. We can shape it later on. Now just concentrate on the sewing. If you do not like to sew, then you can just work your way up from the shoe. I mean, once you reach the shoe, you just continue to crochet upwards and you get a leg as well. So I'm going to go through here, make sure it goes over. And goes inside the shoe. There. So you will pull it inside. You can shape it around later on. So now just concentrate on getting this stick to the shoe so that it doesn't look like it's dangling. So one more stitch here from the front to the back. Then make your way into the shoe. You can go to the base, you can go to, so once you pull, it kind of like pull the leg in as well, see? And the thing that I want to see is this. It looks like it's wearing a shoe, not a continuous crochet. So this is entirely up to you whether you want to do it this way. If you think this is a hassle, and you just crochet from the shoe on, just crochet a leg. Gonna make another stitch from here to the other side. Because once I attach this to the body, this is not going to stand up anyway, so it does, so long it doesn't look like it's dangling, it's okay. So maybe I need to do something about it here. And let me see. Let me make this go through the front. This is how it look like. So next we're going to connect this to the body. Okay, now to sew the leg onto the body. Yeah, I forgot to leave a long tail here, so I'm gonna use just an independent yarn. Go find that tail from the inside here. Just tie a knot. Then I'll use this to sew the leg onto the body, just like the boy. Just bring it inside. After I sew the leg, then only I will add the stuffing. It's empty inside here, see? It's empty. So now I can put my hand inside here to sew the leg. So you can take a look at it and see which side you prefer. I mean, if there's any flaw or any part that you accidentally make a hole and you want to cover up, this is the time to look for it. If not, just go to one of this corner. Let's go to one of this corner and sew the leg together like this. So when you sew the leg, you have to make sure, just like that boy, your shoe is oval, so this is the top. Don't have it like this or like this, or even face down. It's supposed to face this way. So you just make one stitch across the leg like this and pull and see what happens. And this is the right spot, and you just sew it together, both legs. Okay, I did a small mistake here. I should have put on the skirt first, sew the hands, then attach the leg. I attached the leg way too early. Well, then instead of putting the skirt from the bottom, I have to make the skirt comes down from the top, which means I have to bring all this through the skirt to make it go down. And anyway, mistake has been done. I'm not gonna remove the stitches here. See, the leg can actually go straight or go sitting position. So now we're gonna set this aside. I'm going to do the skirt first. This skirt, a so-called skirt, the top part here is exactly the same as the t-shirt for the boy. You do the exact same thing, but the last row, instead of cutting the yarn, we're going to do one step further. This is the skirt. We're going to continue with the skirt. We're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. So I'm going to go to the second stitch from the hook. You're going to start from the second stitch from the hook. This is the hook, this is the first stitch, this is the second stitch. I am going to chain 1. I need to do a double crochet. You yarn over, you go to this second stitch here and do a double crochet. Then the next stitch, you're going to do a double crochet, followed by a half double crochet and another half double crochet, then single crochet and single crochet. So all you should have 6 stitches, 2 double, 2 half double, 2 single. Then you go to the next stitch. This is the first stitch. Now you go to the second stitch, the next stitch, and do a slip stitch. After the slip stitch, you just turn the work, turn your work. You go back to, oops, let me do that again. You turn your work. You go to this first stitch here. You're going to do a single crochet. We end with a single crochet. We're going to do a single crochet. So single. Oh, sorry. I'm going to do it on the back loop only. I forgot. Okay, you go to this back loop. You have 2 loops here. One is the front loop, one is the back loop. This is the front, this is the back. You go to the back loop and do a single crochet, then another single crochet, then you're going to do a half double crochet and half double crochet, then a double crochet, and a double crochet. So it looks as if this one has popped up. And same thing, from now on you're gonna work only on the back loop. So now you turn your work, yarn over. You would have 6 stitches here. You yarn over, you go to this first stitch here. You're gonna do a double crochet, and you're gonna do a double crochet in the next stitch, back loop only. and you're going to do a half double crochet, another half double crochet, then single crochet, single crochet, then you go to the next stitch and slip stitch. Look at that, isn't that lovely? So again, same thing, I'm gonna turn your work, go to the back loop only, 2, 4, 6. You go to the first stitch here, repeat the whole thing, single crochet, single crochet, half double crochet, half double crochet. Oops, did I get that right? Let me see. Oh, okay. Half double crochet, double crochet, and double crochet only on the back loop. Oops, make sure you grab the yarn nicely, only on the back loop. Can't see the back loop. There. So you're just gonna continue like this. You're gonna turn your work, go to this first stitch here and do a double. You can do a chain 1, but I normally will not do a chain 1. I just yarn over and do a double crochet. So if you end with a double crochet, you start with a double crochet, and you end with a single crochet, you're gonna start with a single crochet. That way it's easier to remember. Then you just repeat this all around, and you see the skirt is forming. Then you just go to the next stitch and do a slip stitch. See, isn't that lovely? So continue all around. I've come to the last row here. So you see, it's just nice here. So I just pull this out. And you can use a tapestry needle to sew it. And sew from the inside here. Just make sure they are connected, that's all. Just make sure it's joined together. And have to remember, when the boy faces this side, the girl faces this side, which means the head faces him and the two hands face this side. So it depends. If you already made a girl facing the left, then you should make a boy facing the right, because they are a couple. So what have you made for Valentine's Day? Sometimes I've seen things that are just so lovely, and I thought, now how can I convert that into an amigurumi? I mean, this is one of it. I saw the poster of two dolls sitting together. Then I told myself, like, how can I turn this into an amigurumi? And I did. And here it is. So this one, you just make, because it's a skirt, so you just make 1-2 stitches here, kind of hide it here, and maybe here, because this is the back of the skirt anyway. And my skirt, you cannot remove it, so there's no way anyone is gonna change clothes. So do you like amigurumi that needs changing of clothes, or do you just... Okay, now I have to put this here. When I put this here, oh, look at that, isn't that lovely? You can see the lip like this. Okay, I have to get this through this so that I can put it here, so that I can continue to crochet the head. So as for the eyes and the nose, it'll be the same. So now, oops, where did the hands go? Okay, now I'm gonna make sleeves like this and join it here. So when you join the sleeves, you just take a look and see how the skirt look like. Whether, you know, maybe this part there's some defect or didn't crochet properly. So the nicer one face the outside and the not so nice face inside. Let me see, can they actually sit together with the skirt like this? Maybe. Well, I can still shape it around later on. So I'll come back to you once I have all this nicely fastened, and we're gonna do a hat for the doll. Okay, I've sealed the top here, the eyes and the mouth, everything is exactly the same. Oh yes, and I realized I ran out of this color, so she's going sleeveless. There's no more this color to make a sleeve. So this is with sleeve and this is sleeveless. Sleeveless still looks okay. All you have to do is just make a hand and just sew it here, and you won't notice that, you know, it doesn't look like you sew onto it. It looks like it's just a sleeveless skirt. So now I'm going to make the hat. The hat is exactly the same as the hat here, exactly the same. It's just that now we don't have to do this part here. We're gonna do a different brim for the girl. So once I reach this level here, the same length, time to do the brim. I'm going to go to this stitch here. I only need to do on the front loop. Pull it from here, pull from the front to the back, so that this one looks like it's even, like this. And I'm gonna do my double crochet. So I'm going to chain 1, yarn over, go through this front loop. I'm going to do all on the front loop and just do a double crochet. Oops, let me do that again. Can see that one strand is not, I didn't pull up all the strand. So it's going to be 2 double crochet into each stitch, just the front loop. Just the front loop, not both loop. And you're going to do 2 double crochet into each front loop. And I hope this won't be too long. Okay, I think the brim is just nice. Yeah, I'll come back to you once I have this all around. Just only on the front loop because I plan to do some hairs on the back loop. You do 2 double crochet. Okay, I've come to the last stitch here. If you think this brim is too short, you can make one more row of single crochet all around. But I think it should be just nice. I do not want it to be too long. Then I'm gonna create a little bit of hair at the side. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna cut the yarn. And bring it over. Hide it nicely. And you just bring it inside, maybe tie a knot. That's what I normally do. Just tie a knot inside and just leave it inside. Then you put it on your doll. Okay, make sure all this hide nicely. Oh yeah, actually I should leave a long tail to sew this onto the hat. Oh yeah, I cut it too short. Well, you can use an independent yarn. I forgot. Because if you were to just leave it like this, it can fall off anytime. So now let me see, where should I create the hair? Maybe just a bit of hair here, and that will do. Maybe the back a bit. So which means the front here should be longer. 2 strands of long hair here, and the rest is short hair. Okay, now let me see. I think this one should be at the back because that's a kind of like wet sink in a bit. I want this to be at the back. If this is the front, first you just grab one of this back loop here. Oops, I didn't grab all of it. You grab one of the back loop here. Okay, this should be the front of the hair, the head. Maybe I should make a chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a chain 5, and you go to the second stitch from the hook, and you just do single crochet. Oh yeah, this part here I should wait. Let me see this single crochet, how long is it? Somewhere here. On the front of the hair, maybe it should be longer. You can make single crochet but don't make slip stitch because it will not curl. Okay, this is chain 5, so I guess I should start with a chain. Okay, let me tie this first. I should start with a chain 10, depending how long you want your hair to be. I'm gonna start with a chain 10. I'm gonna work this way, and let me see, this should be the back. I'm gonna work this way, so I should start here. This starting here, do not pull too tight. Oops. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, what happened here? I'm not sure why I always have all these knots. So you chain 10, and from the second stitch from the hook, just do single crochet all the way back. All the way back, and you go to the next stitch. Just go into the next stitch and do a slip stitch, and this will curl like this. So you can put it on and see if this is right. So like this. So I should remember this is chain 10. So you curl like this. So I have to make sure I have another chain 10 here. Let me get a marker somewhere here, somewhere around here. I should have my chain 10. Okay, let me add the marker on the inside, somewhere here. And as we go to the back, it should be shorter. It should get shorter and shorter. So this is a chain 10. So next I should do, I think the rest I should do, wait, let me see. Chain 10, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing, second stitch from the hook, and you just crochet, single crochet until the back, and you just slip stitch into the next stitch. So this one we're gonna curl like this, and the rest will get shorter, but I think the rest should not be too short, so I think I'll just do chain 6 all around. I'll do chain 6 all around until I come back here. This one will be a chain 10. Okay, I've come to the end here So let me just cut the yarn. Tie a knot. I already tried it on the doll before I stopped crocheting. You just double check whether you want a long hair, short hair, more hair or less hair. And you just put it on. Mine will look like this. You can shape this around later. This one curls like this. So just make sure all this is outside. So there you go. You can shape this later on. You can curl this way or this way. Oh boy, she sure had a bad hair day. This one listen. And the head, we'll try and push it down as much as possible. So now I need to sew the head onto the body, and I forgot to leave a long tail. So I'm gonna cut the yarn here, tie a knot inside, one of it, or both of it, doesn't really matter, so long it does not come off easily. Leave all this inside. Get a needle. And when you sew, you make sure it's in the right spot. That's my... Okay, make it come up here. Make this yarn comes out here, so I can roughly judge. Okay, the rest of this tail you just leave it inside. So depend whether you want to see more of the face or less of the face. Maybe somewhere here. So once you have decided where it should be, hold it like this. Use your tapestry, because this comes out here. You just go to the next stitch, make one stitch all across the head and comes out here. Don't pull too tight because it will show here. Just around here so that you won't see the stitch. Then you go back into the hat and pull. There you have it. Then now you go to the next stitch, maybe here, and you go all the way. Make sure it peels through the head. It goes all the way here, and make sure all this comes out and not inside. So this way, we kind of had the head secured nicely. Then we can slowly stitch there. So here, pull a bit so that it stays down. Now you can just, you make sure all the hair comes out here. And now you can stitch one by one. It's best that you make it go through the whole head like this, because it's kind of difficult to Unless you want to pierce it this way, you can do that. But if you do this, chances of it not going through the head, this head, it's kind of high. And in the end, after your whole effort, the head still comes off. I mean, the head still comes off. So that's why it's best that you make it go to as far as possible. And when you are doing this, you can feel that it actually pierces through the head. You can feel that it's kind of tough to go in, which means you did pierce through the head. That's why the tail here have to be kind of long. Then you pull, you'll see that this side and this side is not so yet. So you don't have to do exactly every stitch. Just go to the next stitch and go to the side here, because the side here is still loose. There, so the front, you just check and see if you can, all this you can shape it later on. And here it's dangling. So now you make sure from this side, pierce through the head, you can feel it, pierce through the head and go all the way to the other side. It is still loose, so I'll continue to do this, and I'll come back to you once I have this nicely fastened. When you sew, you can actually bring your tapestry needle here. You can even bring to the middle, not necessary to the side. So this is the short tail that I have left. I'll just hide it here so that you can plumb up this part here. And this is how adorable it looks like. I hope they are close enough to have a kiss. Well, maybe. And now I'm going to proceed to do a cute love Valentine sofa for them. Cute sofa.